So a lot of you think that option D is the correct answer, and correctly so. Let us discuss the question. In the first sentence, the word SWAT, SWAT, it means to hit something specially applied. So we have these fly swatters with which we hit the flies to kill them. And second is SWOT, SWOT. It refers to a person who spends much of his time studying. So according to the context of the sentence in which we are trying to sort of fly, the option A, SWAT, is makes more sense and is correct. Now in the second sentence, she heard the floorboard creak, CREAK or CREEK upstairs. So CREAK creak, that's the first creak. It is the sound of a door opening, or it is also the sound when someone steps on a wooden floor. So there is a distinct sound made by opening the door or stepping on a wooden floor or stair, which is CREAK, the first one. The second one, CREEK, is a refers to a small stream, or it is also a certain Native American tribe that is called Creek. So in the given context, the first word makes sense. In the third sentence, they drew their wagons in lager or lager and set up the camp. So the first word LAAGER, it is basically a formation, a protective formation where you put your wagons in a circle, and those who are to be protected are kept in the middle. While LAGER, that's the second word, it is a kind of light pale beer which has lots of bubble in it. So again, the first word here is apt for this sentence. Uh, in the in the fourth sentence, the first word CLACK, clack, it is the uh, loud noise that is made when two hard objects collide. And the second word, clap, it is a group of people that are played to clap or boo for a performer or a public speaker. So again, the first word CLACK makes sense here. In the last sentence, braid, BRAYED, it means to talk or laugh in a very loud and unpleasant voice. Whereas the second word, BRAID, braid, it means uh, long piece of something, especially hair. So again, the first word, braid, is the correct here. So the answer is option D, that is all A, and here is the solution for it. Okay, so moving to the question 2. So here we have a paragraph and there is a italicized word here. You have to replace that word with that word. The italicized word itself does not make any sense. You have to put a uh, appropriate replacement for that word. Okay, so let's discuss this question. The paragraph is: Lana took to New York like a fish to water, her free spirit soaring higher than the skyscrapers. The neon lights, the billboards, the tattoos, the pierced belly buttons all gave her the adrenaline rush that she had so longed for in the tumultuous Saudi sands. So the tumultuous word here is that makes no sense, and we have to find an alternative for it. So we have been given four options. They are tranquil, somnolent, picturesque, and despondent. So, uh, in the context that this word is given, uh, it talks about Saudi sands. So, this girl Lana is from Saudi Arabia. While she was in Saudi Arabia, she longed for USA. So, the adjective that is associated with Saudi Arabia could not be a positive one, because while in Saudi Arabia she dreamed of she did not have freedom, and she dreamed of being in USA where she had all kinds of freedoms. So if you look at the options that are given, option A and option C. So option A is tranquil, which means free from commotion and disturbance, or it's a synonymous calm. So basically tranquil is a positive word, and it cannot be the replacement for for the italicized word given. The picturesque, on the other hand, it means suitable for a picture. So, like it is one of those moments that you want to capture in a photo. So it again gives a positive connotation to it. So picturesque also cannot be the answer. Now, two more answers that options that we have are somnolent and despondent. The word despondent means to uh, feel depression of spirits from lack of hope. So while we see that while Lana was in Saudi Arabia, she did not lose hope. She dreamt of USA. She dreamt of New York. She had it because of the line. It says that she has so longed for. So uh, she did not really lose hope. So despondent. It would be wrong to say that she was despondent in Saudi Arabia. Whereas the word somnolent. Somnolent means something that induces sleep. That's something that is very boring, really boring. So for a free-spirited girl like Lana, the all the uh, all the restrictions in Saudi Arabia seemed very boring, very uh, something that is not really interesting. So a somnolent would be most appropriate replacement for the word italicized word given. So answer would be option B. Here is the solution. So moving to the next question, question 3. Here are four sentences given and one of the sentences contains an error. You have to find that sentence. Okay, so let's discuss this question. It's a relative easy question. So the sentences are: a feasibility survey has now been completed in India to establish a network of facilitate contacts between small and medium enterprises. So correct answer is three. Here the sentence should have been uh, network to facilitate contact. It is, I think the spelling is wrong here. It should have been facilitate. So just let me correct it. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the correct version. It is actually facilitated, not felicited. So the correct answer is a network to facilitate contacts between small and medium enterprises. Okay, so moving to question 4. It's a simple fill in the blanks question. We have 4 options here. You have to choose the most appropriate one. Okay, so let's discuss this question. The sentence is the neighbor grabbed the boy and rolled him on the road to dash the flames. So we can see that from the sentence, uh, apparently the boy is on fire and neighbor grabbed him and rolled him on the road to extinguish that fire. So we have been given 4 options here: smother, kill, burn out, and frizzle. Okay, I will start with the third option, burnout. So burnout basically means to break, melt, or become unusable. So for example, we say that the bulb has burnt out. So that means the bulb is no longer usable, or even people can burn out. So we say that uh, after excess of exercise, he felt extremely burnt out. That means he felt so tired that he could not do anything else. So burnout won't be the right usage in this place. The word frizzle out. Frizzle out is generally used uh, when things go out of their own. So if the boy continued on fire and after some time itself extinguished, it would have been the fire fizzled out. When someone else extinguishes the fire, it will not be called fizzling out. Now the competition here is between smother and kill. Kill also captures the essence of extinguishing of fire, but the smother captures the sentiment of it. So smother literally means to prevent from taking oxygen, to prevent the supply of oxygen and hence prevent breathing. In this context, rolling the boy on the floor prevented oxygen supply to the fire, and the fire could not grow further and extinguish. So the word smother captures the sentiment of the action the neighbor took. So smother is a more better fit. Sorry, smother is a better fit than kill. Hence, we'll use option one, smother. I hope I was able to clear the difference between kill and slaughter, why slaughter is more appropriate in this context. So moving to the next question, that is question 5. So uh, this question is on 2 pages. So first, there is a short part in the starting that tells you what are facts, inferences, and judgments, and there are 4 sentences next given, which from which one of them is fact, inference. All of them, sorry, all of them could be either fact, inference, or judgment. So you have to find which of these 4 are facts, inferences, or judgments. Uh, the question the question is also on the next page, so no need to memorize it. Just to go through the text once. So can I move to the next page? So here are the options. You have to find the option that best describes the sentences. Okay, so let's discuss this question. The 4 sentences that are given to us are: A. Democracy has to survive and people must develop a sense of consumerism. B. Consumerism has helped improve the quality of goods in certain countries. C. The protected environment in our country is helping the local manufacturers. And D. The quality of goods suffer if manufacturers take undue advantage of this. So if we look at the first sentence, democracy has to survive and people must develop a sense of consumerism. So this is the opinion of the writer. There is no established fact over it, uh, and definitely nothing that that the given sentence suggests that the writer has looked upon some fact and stating this statement. So the statement A is more like a judgment statement because it reflects the author's opinion. Statement B, consumerism has helped improve the quality of goods in certain countries. So this is a fact, and it can be inferred from various sources. And since the author is implying that saying that consumerism has helped improve the quality of goods, so rather than an opinion, it's based on some uh, background facts. So uh, sentence B, uh, sentence B would be a fact. Sentence C, the protected environment in our country is helping local manufacturers. So again, this sentence may look like a fact, but it is basically a judgment. This is because uh, the author talks about the protected environment in our country helping the local manufacturers, whereas the see this is see every country has some measures which help the local manufacturers, but the level to which that protection is differs, and the level to which the protection the author sees in our country is subject to his perception. So, when the author says that protected environment in our country is helping local manufacturers, so the protected environment part is the perception of the author, and hence it is a judgment. The final sentence, the quality of goods suffers if the manufacturers take undue advantage of this. So this is basically a conclusion of some facts that the author may have had. So this sentence is an inference. Uh, Here is the solution for the question. Okay, let's move to the next question. Here we have 5 sentences, and some of these sentences may have grammatical errors. You have to find out the sentences in which there are no grammatical errors. Okay, so let's discuss this question. There are five sentences given to us. Sentence A: charges and counter charges mean nothing. To B: to the few millions who have lost their home. C: the nightmare is far from over for the government. D: is still unable to reach hundreds who are marooned. And E: the death count have just begun. So if we look at this sentence B, the sentence B says to the few million who have just lost their home. So uh, when we say to the few million who have just lost their home, so instead of million, it should be millions. Uh, One thing, because it's talking about few, after few, it should be plural, millions. And also the word is plural, as we can see, who have lost their home. So it should be millions instead of million. In sentence D, it says that is unable to reach hundreds who are marooned. So actually, the correct usage should have been is still unable to reach the hundreds who are marooned. The word the is missing between reach and hundreds. And in sentence E, it is to be noted that death count is a singular word. So after it, it should have been has instead of have. So the correct usage would be the death count has just begun. So option A and option C are correct. There is no grammatical mistake in this in these sentences. So here is the solution. So moving on to the next question, that is question 7. So we have five sentences, sentence A, B, C, D, and E, and they have been given in random order. So we have to find out what is the correct order in which these sentences should have been to form a coherent paragraph. let's discuss this question. So, so if we look at the given sentences, we will find that sentence B should be the starting sentence, because the whole, okay, let's come to that after a time. Uh, so if we look at it, sentence B starts with introducing the wall, the separation wall. So it says that a chilling omission from the roadmap is the gigantic separation wall now being built in the West Bank by Israel. So it kind of introduces the wall, and this is, and after this the sentence A tells us what the wall is, what is the purpose of the wall. So sentence B, A form a mandatory pair. So B starts with what introducing the wall, and A continues with giving the purpose of it, and C and D both uh, tell you characteristics of the wall. So CD should come together. Either it should be CD or DC. So if you look at the given options, only option 2 is there, where BA is the mandatory pair, and also the sentences D and C come together. So the correct order is BADCE, which forms like this: a chilling omission from the roadmap is the gigantic separation wall now being built in the West Bank by Israel. Then the wall does not simply divide Israel from a putative Palestinian state on the basis of 1967 borders. Uh, After that, it is surrounded by trenches, electric wires, and moats. There are watchtowers at regular intervals. It actually takes. It actually. Okay, I'm sorry. Uh, After A, it should be D, because it does not imply. It does not simply divide. After that, it continues. It actually takes new tracts of Palestinian, and sometimes 5 or 6 kilometers at a stretch. After that comes C. It is surrounded by trenches, electric wire, and moats, and there are watchtowers at regular intervals. And E is the concluding statement, which kind of carries the gist of all the 4 sentences above, which describe how is Israel segregating its state from Palestinian part. So it is almost a decade after the end of South African apartheid. This ghastly racist wall is going up with scarcely a peep from Israel's American allies, who are going to pay for most of it. We cannot start with E, because if you look at it, E is the gist of everything that the 4 sentences above it are trying to say. So E is more like a conclusion to the paragraph rather than an introduction to it. So here is the solution, a short one. Just go through it quickly, then we'll move forward. Suresh, apartheid was a practice used in Africa, where they used to segregate a local black population from the European white population. So white and blacks were kept apart. They used to go to different schools, different colleges, different public places. So that was the active government policy, not just a social factor. just the government actively followed that policy. So that is what apartheid is. So moving to the next question, that is question 8. Again a parajumble. Okay, just for now, forget about the solution. Just tell me what do you think should be the mandatory pair in this paragraph? Okay, so a lot of people feel that A should be the starting sentence. So just think about this, that as easily as A could be the starting sentence, it could also be the ending sentence. And the word luckily actually makes it more prone to being a ending sentence rather than uh, being a starting sentence. So just think about it. Okay, so the mandatory pair, many of you have correctly guessed it. It is ED. So why is ED a mandatory pair? Let's start with begin with E. E says not many people outside Australia realize how close the Japanese got. So it kind of introduces the grim situation in which Australians were, which people outside Australia don't know so much about. And then option D moves on to elaborate that position, how uh, the position, how close the Japanese were, which says that they had captured most of the Solomon Islands and much of New Guinea and seemed poised for an invasion. So E says E introduces that Australia was in a grim situation, one it was in a bad situation, and uh, D explains why they were in a bad situation. Then option C and B goes on. Option C goes on saying that Australian military was also helpless to prevent an invasion, and so it says that Australian military, knowing the position was hopeless, planned to fall back to the southeast in hope of defending main cities. And B builds upon that Australian military tactic. So it says that it could have been no more than a delaying tactic. So we see BE and sorry ED and CB form a mandatory pair, and option sorry the sentence A, luckily the tide of battle moved elsewhere after American victory at Midway and Australian victory over Japan at Milne Bay. So the whole four sentences tell us how grim the situation was and how Australian military was helpless to prevent an invasion. And the last sentence says that these fears could not take form as because of American and Australian victories, and the Japanese had to move their attention elsewhere. So A is the last sentence here. So here is the solution. So this is question 9, another fact, judgment, inference question. Okay, so let's discuss this question. Uh, the last two statements, if you look at it, the WTO is a truly global organization aiming at free trade. So this is clearly a fact, as it whether WTO is a truly global organization or not can be established quite easily by looking at its membership, the number of countries that are a part of WTO. If more than 80% of the countries are a part of WTO, then it is truly a global organization. So that can be easily found out. Uh, Statement D, many member countries have already drafted plans to simplify tariff structures. So again, this statement is also a fact, that it can be very easily found out which member countries have drafted plans to simplify tariff structures or not. So if we look at statement A and B, statement A says if India has embarked on liberalization route, she cannot afford to go back. So actually this is an opinion of the author. I'm sorry. This is the conclusion of the author. It stems from the fact that he has seen. It stems from the fact that India has already embarked on a liberalization route, which can be easily confirmed, and the conclusion from that is that she cannot afford to go back. Statement D, under these circumstances, being an active supporter of WTO policies will be a good idea. So this statement is actually the opinion of the author. Uh, so the author thinks that it will be a good idea if India would be an active supporter of WTO. It is not based on fact, therefore it is a judgment. So answer would be option 3, IJFF. Okay, so moving to the next question. Question 10, again a fact inference judgment, sorry, fact judgment inference question. So let's discuss the question. The statement A, the Prime Minister definitely took the wrong step. Sorry, the Minister definitely took the wrong step. So this statement, which it is basically the author's perception, the author's opinion. So author feels that this is a wrong step. Hence, the first statement A is a judgment. It's the statement B. Under the circumstances, he had many other alternatives. So this is basically a fact, as one can easily uh, nu- enumerate what are the alternative actions that the minister could have taken instead the one he took right now. Also, statement C, the Prime Minister is embarrassed due to Minister's decision. This is also judgment because, sorry, this is also fact because this tells us about a particular situation that happened due to Minister's decision. And the final statement, if he has put the government in jeopardy, the minister must resign. So basically, there is a condition that if he has put the government in jeopardy, then the minister must resign. So this part is an inference. So the correct answer would be JFFI. That is the first option. So here is the solution. So this is the question. Arindam wanted to see this question once again. So for 30 minutes, 30 seconds or so, we'll be here. So moving on to our 11th question. We have four sentences conveying the same idea, same meaning, uh, but only one of them is the correct usage. You have to find the correct sentence from these four. So let's discuss this question. Before starting this question, there is rule, a rule in English or grammar that whenever we have sentences that has one one as given in the question. Uh, the, he, in all the sentence, instead of referring that one as his or her, we have to refer them as one. So, for example, if I say that one must learn to take care of one's things, so it would not be one must learn to take care of his things, or it would not be one must learn to take care of her things. It would be one must learn to take care of one's things. So similarly, in all the sentence, even including the one that we have in the question, uh, once we have used the subject as one, so cannot one do, and after that we cannot use his to refer that subject again. So the sentence one which says cannot one do what one likes with one's time, one sorry, cannot one do what one likes with one's own would be the correct usage. So if the subject is being referred to as one, no he, no she, no his, no her, it's always one once. So moving to the next question, that is question 12. Okay, so let's discuss the question. I will start with option 3 and option 4. Both the options, option 3 and option 4, start with on hindsight. So uh, if we are using hindsight, then the correct usage is in hindsight. So on hindsight is the incorrect usage, and that makes option 3 and 4 incorrect. So option 3 and option 4 cannot be the answer. Uh, Option 2, if we look at it, option 2 is looking at with looking at it with hindsight. Our inability to confirm speakers gave us the maximum headaches. So again, there's a lot of verbosity in it. It is basically uh, trying to mix looking back and hindsight together to form something which is absolutely incoherent. So option 2 will not be our answer. Uh, Option 1, looking back, our inability to confirm speakers gave us the maximum headaches. So looking back is the correct phrase, which means in hindsight or in retrospect. So option 1 will be the correct answer, which implies the meaning that the authors when authors look back now, they see that they had an inability to confirm speakers. That was the cause of maximum of their problems. So the solution for this question is looking back is an idiom, and the correct usage is only in the sentence one. So this is question 13. We have a paragraph here and four options which basically try to capture the essence or summary of the paragraph. You have to find the option which captures the essence of the paragraph in most suitable way. Okay, before discussing the question, I noticed that a lot of people are giving option 3 or option 4 as their answers. So, uh, see, the problem with option 3 and even option 4 is that it divides inertia into two types, physical inertia and mental inertia, and focuses on that part. Option 3 especially. While if we look at it, uh, the paragraph is not about distinction between physical inertia and mental inertia. It just states them as a whole. It initially gives a definition what is a physical inertia and what is a mental inertia, but while explaining subsequent things, it takes inertia as a whole, both physically and mentally, and then describes the paragraph. So look it from that angle and try to rethink your answer. See, well, let's discuss the question. I've already discussed why 3 and 4 should not be the answers. Let's discuss between 1 and 2. Uh, so between 1 and 2, 1 and 2 come very close, but there is a difference. Uh, one says that inertia makes your body and mind sluggish, uh, whereas inertia is already present in a person or not present. It is not something that one acquires over time that makes its body sluggish and body and mind sluggish. It is not that a person was active earlier and it gets inertia and becomes insensitive to tragedies. So one doesn't capture the essence of the paragraph in that effect. So if we, in the sentence 2, option 2, when you have the inertia, you don't act although you see one person exploiting another or a group persecuting another. So this is the middle part of the paragraph, and the last sentence, you don't get angry because you are incapable So this is also this is the conclusion of the paragraph. Another problem with the sentence one is it starts with inertia makes your body and mind sluggish. So it is talking uh, in the second person. It's saying you, and then it goes to third person. Okay, I'm sorry, that is not the reason. The they here is referring to your body and brain. Oh, I'm really sorry. But the first reason prevails. Uh, the inertia is not acquired over time, which the first sentence seems to suggest. Therefore, first sentence would not be the answer. Here is the solution. Okay, Santosh would like to know that why is it written there? Because you are incapable. So, Santosh, if you look at it, the second sentence, the language the author has been using here is in second person. So, it does not literally mean it's talking about reader. Uh, it's just directed at general population. So when he says that you don't get angry because you are incapable, it it is not directly saying the reader that you are incapable, but it is pointed to the population who has the inertia. So that is why the author has written you don't get angry because you are incapable. So here is the solution, and that was the this is was the final question. So this is also the end of the class. So I guess a few people had some doubts. So this would be the time they would put forward them. Okay. So basically the vocab question doubts come from this question, and the one immediately following it this question. So first I'll talk about the question one. See, improving vocab is something that cannot be done overnight. It takes time, and just rote learning the words will not do, because see, if you rote learn 100 words today and try to recall them a week later, you will recall less than 10% of those words. So one thing is that rote learning will not do. If you have a reading habit, then it helps. But if you have to look at these kind of questions, so in these kind of questions, generally out of five sentences, two or three are the ones that you will know. So try to look for those pair of words which you can easily solve. So like in this question, I think the last part could have been easily said that it was option A. Uh, for those of you who drink beer, you might be knowing the correct spelling of lager, Lager. So that might give you the hint of statement 3 and so on. So there is a fair chance that you can, if not to come to the right option, you can narrow down your options. So it would be like selecting one out of two options finally. So while that might not be as good as getting the correct answers, but it will it will increase your chances. So I believe that if you can narrow it down to uh, one of the one sorry, if you can narrow down to two options, then you should attempt the question. So practicing will definitely help, no doubt. But just a clever approach will also go take you much forward in solving these types of questions. So one thing is just look for the options, look for these statements that you know that you think are correct, and try to match options with them. See, eliminating options in this, especially this type of question, eliminating option is the best way to go forward. And this is my personal choice. I do not recommend it to everyone. It has to be your personal judgment. But uh, if you can narrow it down to two options, you have rejected two options for sure that they are wrong, and you are confused between two options. Then I think that if you apply normal probability, then it will give you positive results. But again, it's a risky kind of strategy, and just use your judgment. If you think that you are comfortable with it, it's okay. Otherwise, it's better to play safe. So next type of question here, knowing the exact here knowing the exact meaning of the words is more important, I agree. But if you have a decent reading habit, looking at some words, I'm not saying necessarily about this example. There could be other examples where you can look at the words and you could say with some certainty if the word has been used in, if the word is generally associated with positive connotations or negative connotations. And for example, in this part, uh, clearly the Saudi sands is associated with negative connotations. So the words which you think do have a positive ring to it can be rejected. So that is also the rejection method can also be used in these type of questions. And again, your judgment. So about improving vocabulary, I guess you all will be uh, you all are CAT 13 students, not CAT 14, right? So there is not much time left for the CAT exams, and we just see your aim at present should not be developing vocabulary, because vocabulary questions are just a part of it, part of the whole question list, and the kind of returns you get by rote learning the words is very extreme. You have to put in a lot of effort, and you get very low results. So just have, if you want, say, just have a read good articles, like there are New York Times, The Economist. Get to these kind of articles. There are words used there which even if you do not know the exact meaning, you will know that these kinds of words are associated with positive meanings or negative meanings. So that kind of knowledge will help you identify the words in the exam. Okay, so any other doubts? Okay, so we have here so definitely doing questions from previous year's CAT papers is a good way, because you do know that what kind of questions, what is the pattern of the questions that can come. But CAT is also notorious for, at least when the examination was not computerized, when questions were open for all, CAT was notorious uh, giving uh, for giving these, for not repeating those exact questions. So learning that those exact words will not be that much of a use, but you will certainly gain by knowing the patterns. Uh, Chaitra, I have been discussing CAT questions from the beginning. I think the video recordings would be uploaded by Mindworks. So just go through it. Actually, I have exhausted previous 10 years CAT questions in these discussions. So I'm afraid I would not be able to uh, use many of previous CAT years questions now. So if you want, just if you have joined late, just send a mail to Mindworks to play those sessions. Starting of verbal ability, starting the preparation of verbal ability. So see, it is the kind of thing that I believe that you should start with the thing that you are most uncomfortable with. So if you are really uncomfortable with these reading comprehensions, start with them. Try to make, try to uh, try to solve them in a given time frame. Uh, Try to reach some decent level of accuracy in those type of questions, and that's the way to go. If you think that you can go with reading comprehension easily, but the grammar or others parajumbers or these kind of things give you sleepless nights, then start with those things. Well, Praveen, no one will ever tell you that practicing is enough. There is always much more to be practiced, and see, perfection level can be reached through practice only. So it depends what is your comfort level. So if you feel that whatever is practiced here should be enough for you, then it's okay. But I would suggest that apart from these, you should also go with some timed practice. So you take a set of 10 questions, time yourself uh, according to CAT timings, and so I think they provide 3 minutes per question. So keep that kind of time frame and solve those questions. So Raktim is asking one magazine I suggest to read from apart regularly apart from Hindu editorials. So I think if you're reading Hindu editorials, it should be quite enough. But if you still think you have the time to read more stuff, so uh, try some international journals. So a lot of the paragraphs and reading comprehensions or otherwise in CAT questions come from international journals. So try some kind of international journals like uh, the New York Times, Washington Post, and The Economist. These kind of things. Or there was another one. I'm forgetting it right now. Harvard Business Review. So these kind of things from there they take the material. So just if you think, I'm not saying that they are a must read or you should go through them. If you think after your preparation you get enough time, try to go through them once. Okay, Praveen, I would not suggest that take up a grammar book and read it because CAT is less about grammar rules and more about their application. So I would suggest that practice would be the best way to go about it. And apart from practice, have some good quality reading so that you can get a feel or intuition how the sentences correct usage of sentences are there. And even if you do not directly remember, it would be there in your subconscious mind. So a regular reading habit of a good I'm not saying I'm not telling you to read the Times of India or Hindustan Times. I'm saying just like Raktim read Hindu editorials. You can read Hindu editorials or one of the international journals that I had specified. Regular reading will definitely help, and definitely practicing will also help. Yes, of course, it can be achieved. Uh, I think you have 4 months more to go. It is what? Yeah, close to 4 months. So it can be achieved in this time frame. Yes, Raktim, actually I do not have those videos with me. They are available with the Mindworks. So you need to send a mail to them to get those videos played. So I think they'll play it at regular intervals. All the videos will not be played at once. So for at some time they will play different videos and they will send you a schedule or timetable or post it at their site what when those videos will be played. So get in touch with uh, Arun Chaturvedi through email and ask him to upload those videos. or in any case they have the PPTs with them, so they can also share the PPTs. Just ask him what can be done. All right. So I guess that was all the doubts for today. So thank you, class. Uh, Today's session is concluded now.